Hi there, Texas. My name is Dan Poblocki, and I am the author of Tales to Keep You Up at Night. I am so thrilled that y'all have nominated this book to be on the Bluebonnet Award. I'm here to answer some questions that the committee sent to me. Hopefully I've got some good answers for you. The first question is, why did you want to write a book of scary stories? And this is my first collection of scary stories. Scary stories have always been some of my favorite kinds of things to read. I always thought it was really satisfying to be able to finish reading something and either stop and think about it or rush on to read the next one. And so I wanted to give my readers that kind of experience. Scary stories are always going to be page turners in my mind. And I thought it would be a challenge to figure out how I could really fit in as much excitement into as short a period of time. And I just wanted to have fun. Which of the stories in Tales to Keep You Up at Night is the most scary? I'm going to have to go with the final story that's in the book, and that one is called Night Crawlers. It's a story about a girl named Vera who wants to catch the biggest fish, and she realizes that in order to catch the biggest fish, she has to find the best kind of bait. The story kind of gets real scary when she decides to go up into the hills and try and buy some of these special worms and finds a creepy old house. I say it's the scariest story in the book because I kind of shocked myself when I wrote the ending. I guess you'll have to read the story in order to find out if you agree with me or not. How did you get the ideas for the stories and how to connect them? For a very long time, I've kept a notebook and a journal to write down ideas that come to me. And oftentimes, it'll just be a thought or an image or something that I've seen or something somebody mentions to me. The stories sort of like kind of blossom on their own in my head. That's a disturbing kind of image, but that's kind of what happens. But for most of the stories, they either came from a memory, a conversation that I had, an image that I saw, a what if question. As for how the stories are connected, I came up with the sort of framing device of Amelia finding this book of short stories and playing around with what would happen if she was reading the stories and then realized that they were coming to life around her. Connecting the stories more deeply than that, I worked with my editor to really look at how the themes of the stories, images from the stories, and characters from the stories might interconnect in a fun way. What was your favorite scary book, movie, or show as a child? I mean, I was definitely influenced and kept coming back to a book series called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Alvin Schwartz and illustrated by Stephen Gamble. Some of them have jump scare endings. I don't know if you've ever read the story The Big Toe, but that's a really good one if you want to scare your friends at a sleepover. Some of them are just like urban legends. Tales to Keep You Up at Night, I would say, was very, very much influenced by those scary stories to tell in the dark. Even the title is kind of a play on that. What advice would you give to our young authors as they learn to improve their skills? Some good advice that has helped me is it takes time to refine and revise and realize what is working on a sentence structure level, what is working in terms of character and how those characters may or may not need to change. And I think it's super important to think about creating stories sort of on a step-by-step basis. And I think revision is one of those steps. And it's really, really helpful for refining and making your story as good as it can be. Just wanted to say thank you again so much for having me and my book on your master list for the Bluebonnet Award. I'm just thrilled that y'all are going to be reading this book and hopefully voting for it. Maybe I will be seeing you guys sometime soon. Take care.